There are a lot of takes that one could have on the Ukraine story and the impeachment process against President Donald Trump. But trust former Senator Jeff Flake to come up with the hottest take, one most in keeping with pandering to the liberal media. According to rabid anti-Trump Flake, it wasn't the Democrats who are at fault for trying to take down a president ever since he was elected and have trying to impeach a president because they can't defeat him at the ballot box. According to Flake, it's actually your fault. From Fox News, President Trump is on trial. But in a very real sense, so are you. And so is the political party to which we belong. Flake writes in an op-ed for The Washington Post Friday. In the Senate, Trump is almost certain of acquittal unless there is a sudden and dramatic shift of Republicans in favor of impeachment. Flake urges Republicans to consider the evidence, but at the same time not to repeat House Republican assertions the president hasn't done anything wrong. He has, Flake argues. Saying that, the willingness of House Republicans to bend to the president's will by attempting to shift blame with the promotion of bizarre and debunked conspiracy theories has been an appalling spectacle. It will have long-term ramifications for the country and the party, to say nothing of individual reputations. He tells a huge whopper, suggesting that if Republican senators could vote in private, 35 would vote against Trump. Just another example of how he's always wrong. Then he really stepped in it big time. He asked what Republicans would have done if Barack Obama had done the same thing regarding Ukraine that Trump had done. I know the answer to that question with certainty, and so do you. You would have understood with striking clarity the threat it posed, and you would have known exactly what to do, he claimed. Media like CNN's Jim Acosta and Jake Tapper trumpeted his claim. Yet, we don't need to speculate. Because again and again, we saw nothing done in face of actual egregious behavior by Barack Obama and/or his administration. Behavior done while Flake was in the Senate, and I don't recall any real punishment from the Senate, let alone impeachment proceedings. Shall we make a list? Let's just cite a few things, but of course the list could go on for some time. 1. Spying on the Congress by the CIA. Then John Brennan not telling the truth to Congress about that spying. 2. NSA spying. 3. Spying on reporters including the AP and James Rosen, even James Rosen's family. 4. Shipping arms to Mexican cartels that resulted in the deaths of Americans and hundreds of Mexicans. 5. Lying their heads off about Benghazi, failure to provide adequate protection despite warnings and attacks, failure to adequately respond during the attack and then lying about the reason for the attack afterward, even lying about lying to the families of the victims who were killed. 6. IRS targeting. 7. The unmasking scandal that seems to have disappeared in the wind. Meanwhile, we also have Crossfire Hurricane and the surveillance on the Trump team, which is still being investigated. While some of the other things were investigated, at every turn, the Obama administration delayed, stonewalled and/or people didn't testify, media lost interest, and that ended the story. Trump has been impeached over asking if the Ukrainian investigation into Biden-Burisma was properly closed. That's it. Because they're desperate to find something, and after everything they tried, that's all they had.